Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently wanting to farm up some legitimacy if we can. It would be very, very good to do that. Now, I believe, do feasts generate... Let's see, may gain legitimacy. Okay, that would be a good thing, for sure. We're also very interested in farming up a bunch of piety, if we can at all help it, and that's something that we'll want to do pilgrimages for. But for now, let's do a feast here. And we have territory in the Nile Delta? Okay, that's not something that we want. We're going to do this in Byzantine for right now. We don't need to bring mercenary guards. We're already here. So we're just going to bump these up, and we'll start this feast. Perfect. We have a lovely time ahead of us. Absolutely. So what's this in the Nile Delta? Yeah, we do have this. We don't want to. So we're going to grant that out, and then we were talking about this guy here, right? I wanted to revoke his title. 72% chance of acceptance. We're going to roll this. Let's see what happens. He gave it. Beautiful. That's absolutely ideal. And we forced him to live the life of an adventurer. Hilarious. We give him 2 weeks at most. Okay. So that's absolutely fine, and we no longer want to be swaying this guy. We're now going to abandon him. There is this scheme here to claim our throne. So if we go into our intrigue here, we can do countermeasures. Let's see. This is overthrow regent. Minus 25% secrecy for all opposing schemes is pretty good. That's minus 40 popular opinion's a bit rough, and courtier and guest opinion, that's not that bad, actually. Tyranny gain is pretty decent. Or we could just say, oh, that's a lot of money. Yeah, let's just take arbitrary arrests for now. That seems fine. So we are going to need to hand out some of this territory, and that's going to be our Ramla and Nablus. Perfect. So now we've got Damascus, Busra, Jerusalem, Jaffa, and Gaza. That's good. 100 gold to us? Sure, we'll take that. So over here in Busra, I want to get an upgrade going. There we go. And then in Damascus, an upgrade as well. Perfect. So at this point, we need to decide how we want to do our men-at-arms stationing. We're currently at 9 out of 9 domain. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's our other 4? We know that we have Constantinople. We have Brysis. This can be granted out. Okay. I do want to get an upgrade going in Constantinople. What do we got going on here? This is all money generation. That's good. We've got the Theodosian Walls and the Hagia Sophia Cathedral here. That seems great. We want to keep holding Constantinople, although I'm not sure that we want it to be the capital. We might want to change our capital back to Jerusalem. But this is all money generation, so this means that stationing troops here is not going to be very effective. That's understood. Let's go ahead and upgrade our Grand Port there. So that's 8 out of 9, right? So this is 1. And then we know that we have 2 and then 5 over here. So that's 6. Where's the other 2? Well, there's an easier way to figure it out. We'll go in here and we'll look at our titles. So what do we got here? County of Jaffa, Gaza. We've got this barony, Rake, out over here. Ah, okay. We shouldn't hold this. So we're going to grant that out. That'll be fine for now. Okay, that puts us at 6 of 9. So now what we're interested in doing is revoking some of these titles. So if we come to this guy and we revoke his title of, this is only within his personal domain, right? So we're gonna have to retract a vassal then. 98% chance. We would lose 50 legitimacy as well. I don't want to do that right now. Okay, so we're just going to revoke this guy's title. This is basically free. He's gonna hold a grudge, but you know, whatever. So that brings us to 8 of 9, and then we can do the same with this castle. So we can revoke that title, and then we need to figure out where we want to put each of our men-at-arms. So at this point, I'm just checking through here. Yeah, these are all good. We can get 2 additional men-at-arms regiments, and we probably should. So we currently have a unit of bombards. We have 2 units of heavy cavalry. We have a unit of pikemen, a unit of crossbowmen, and a unit of... Actually, we have 2 units of bows, because these are considered bows. Okay. I am thinking that we should put in a bombard regiment. And then we should also put in an armored footman regiment here. Like that. Let's boost this up to maximum. And we'll boost this up to maximum as well. There we go. That's most of our money gone. But now we need to figure out where we want to put these things. So we know that Gaza is set up, and this is currently disabled. That should re-enable shortly. We want to set up a bombard unit here in Gaza, for sure. But let's let that re-enable quick. It should take maybe until the month tick. Just waiting. Okay, now it's re-enabled. Beautiful. So now I want to put our bombards here in Gaza. And it looks like Nablus is another great place to put a bombard. So we can do that. That can go right in here. Damascus is where we previously had some archers stationed. Now, these ballistri, these are a smaller force than the crossbowmen, and they do less damage, but they have that siege in there. I think we're going to put the crossbowmen up in Damascus for now. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, Jerusalem is infantry. Or spearmen. Infantry. Okay, so we'll station this in Jerusalem. Perfect. Aramla is currently set up to be probably infantry. It's got these military stables here. I don't know if we can change this to anything. I'm going to cancel this great hospital for now. If we change this to anything, would this boost up our infantry specifically? I don't think so, but this would give stationed men-at-arms siege progress, which is definitely decent. Let's see. Cattle pastures bring up light... Oh, this is the cavalry again. Yeah, because we're replacing it. Yeah, that's a small bug that's in the game right now. It would be better if it wasn't there. I think I'm going to swap this over to a workshop. And we're going to station our other unit of infantry that we just raised here in our Ramla. Okay, Jaffa is cavalry. So that is, of course, going to be these guys. Or actually, these guys. So they're going to go right up over here in Jaffa. Perfect. And then we've got 4 units unstationed. A unit of cavalry. And where would we... Okay, we could put this in Buzra or Zura. What do we have in Buzra right now? This should be cavalry. Specifically light cavalry, but I want to have heavy cavalry, so we'll just station that here in Buzra. So over here in Zura, this is kind of not set up for anything in particular. So if we were to swap, hypothetically, this could have watchtowers, which would boost up heavy infantry. That's desert agriculture again. Not ideal. Okay. So just thinking about this, we could put ballistri here. There's currently hunting towers, which I feel like should boost up archers, but it doesn't. So we can put in the militia camp here, and this can be ballistri. So that'll go in here in Zura, and then all we would need is our pikemen, and those are going to be in Constantinople. I don't know that this is well set up for it, but it's at least a small boost. This is mostly set up for money, right? So outer Baileys are heavy cavalry damage and toughness. If we were to swap this, those are the options. Okay. I'm currently leaning towards swapping the apiaries with, and we can cancel this upgrade for now, swapping the apiaries with the blacksmiths. So that'll boost up whatever we put in here. This is currently pikemen, and the walls and towers here, that's definitely better for cavalry. I'm wondering about our current cavalry setup over here in Buzra. Yeah, this is just heavy infantry and light cavalry. So I think at this point, I'm going to leave it be, and we're just going to know that our pikemen are not necessarily ideal. Okay, so that'll be fine for now. We'll let that tick forward a little bit, and we'll see what that ends up doing to our quality of troops. It should be a little bit better. So, pay ransom, sure. 10 gold, sounds great. So we don't have any other upgrades to do right now. What we're really interested in is accumulating piety. And what that means is we want to go on pilgrimages. But first, we need our feast to finish. We're trying to boost up our legitimacy. So our intent is currently recreation. Can we... Must have the Sons of Our Fathers perk in order to espouse legitimacy. Okay. Well, we'll just see if we get any through events at the feast. That would be great. We also want to drop our stress a little bit, so that would be a good thing to do. What do we got here? Oh, knights. Right. We haven't bothered with knights in a really long time. So we have 4 accolade slots. We've got this guy right now. He's a fanatic, which isn't great, and a skirmisher. I'm going to retire this accolade. I don't like it. So we have some inactive accolades here. This is spearman boosting. I mean, that's pretty okay. But in terms of ones that we can actually appoint, we've got the Knights of Conquest, which we want to destroy this. The Fire in the Drylands, this is heavy infantry. We would like to get that back. First among the office bearers, number of knights, I don't care. Dragon of Alexandretta, Siege. That's a good one. Knight of the Wolf, mercenary higher cost, no. Get out of here. First of the Pursuit, heavy cavalry. That's good. So spearmen, heavy cavalry, siege weapon, and heavy infantry. We can appoint a Dragon of Alexandretta right now, and we should do this. We could create another accolade here, and this guy would be Idealist and Thug, which is definitely not great traits as far as I'm concerned. The other option would be Manipulator, so that would not be ideal. Let's see what this guy would be. Actually... yeah, this is maybe not bad. So this is currently Fanatic. This would be Crossbow Captain. And then Stalwart, which is pretty good. I'm going to create that accolade. Excellent. So the other accolades here, these would be good to have, but we don't have anyone who can currently be them. So what's this guy got? Fanatic and Scoundrel? Eh. Idealist, Skirmisher, and Thug? Gross. Valiant, Charmer, Skirmisher, and Thug? No thank you. Valiant and Huntsmaster. I mean, Valiant isn't bad. It's actually... Valiant is okay. So let's have this guy be Valiant. We can't create this because he doesn't serve as a knight. Okay, this is Shannon. There we go. So now he's a knight, and we'll create this accolade. Cool. So Valiant is pretty good. What else do we have here? Idealist, Thug, Manipulator, Fanatic, blah, blah, blah. Skirmisher, Thug, Manipulator, Huntsmaster. Okay, we should restore accolades in that case. So we'll send out the Herald, and we will see what that ends up looking like. Now, as far as our accolades that exist right now go, we can have Neophytos be the successor here. That looks good. And then here we need a successor. We can seek one, which we should do. We're out of prestige at this point. And this would be Gulab. We can pay him to join our court, force him to be a knight, and there we go. So he is now a successor for the Knight of the Bull. Cool. As far as any of the others go, we'll see what we can restore soon enough. So this is currently our capital. We may want to change it back to Jerusalem. What would that cost us? It's just free? Some buildings may become inactive. Yeah, we should check on that. So this is a special building, and this is a duchy building. I think that these would remain active. That's the theory, anyway. Hagia Sophia we could upgrade. We are Muslim. Oh, we need to be a Muslim to upgrade that. Right, that makes sense, actually. Yeah. Okay, so we can now restore the Fire in the Drylands. So we should probably do so. And that would be... No, I don't want to create an accolade. Inactive accolades. Oh, he can be either of these. So do we want spearmen or heavy infantry? The answer is heavy infantry. We have more heavy infantry than we have spearmen, and it's a better multiplier. So we're going to appoint as fire in the drylands. And then, of course, we need to find a successor if we can, but we can't yet. So that looks good for now. We'll let them start working their way up there. That, of course, means, and we just got another acclaimed knight candidate. He could be first of the pursuit. Could he also be a successor here? No. Okay. We do want to bump up our armored footmen and our ballistri and our crossbowmen. There we go. And then our armored footmen here, and that is otherwise good. Okay, beautiful. So, what's our succession looking like? I mean, this should be absolutely fine. He's, you know, kind of awkward looking, but he's 10. Hopefully he'll outgrow that. Hopefully. Fingers crossed on that one. So we've got a decent number of soldiers, no doubt about that, and we're still working on getting solidified here, but I feel like we're in a pretty good place right now. The question is, do we want to make our realm capital be Jerusalem? I think not while we're having this feast, anyway. So we'll hold off on that for the moment. I do want to make the realm capital be Jerusalem later. And also, we may want to consider renaming this from the Byzantine Empire to the... Let's see, we go in here, rename this from the Byzantine Empire to, of course, the Hebrew Empire. Fantastic. Adjective will, of course, be Hebrew. There we go. And instead of the coat of arms, we could... and I do want to change the map color as well. Let's maybe make it be, I don't know, something like that. Sure. And then could we bring in our existing... I don't know why this guy is black and then flickering a little bit, but we could leave our coat of arms the way it is right now. I kind of just want to import the Zadoki coat of arms, which I was hoping we'd be able to do here. We'll just... hang on. This is not the coat of arms that I want. Let's cancel that. And let's go back in here. Okay, one more time. The Hebrew Empire. And the adjective is Hebrew. Now, how does this short name... Hang on, I cannot type. How does this work? Enabled to make the title use the short naming style and be presented without the tier of prefix. Okay, sure. Okay, let's make this be, you know, kind of a bluish. Cool. There we go. This is now the Hebrew Empire. Perfect. Everything is proceeding according to plan. And then, of course, the question is, do we want to import this into Europa or not? I don't know. That'll be interesting. I will definitely have to think about that. I am not used to it being this color. Okay, so someone was trying to claim our throne. No shockers there. We're making 25.6 piety per month. Okay. Ah, an accolade successor for the Knight Indomitable. So that sounds good. Let's hop in here, and that's the Knight of the Boar. Here's the Knight Indomitable. So we'll force this guy to be a knight. There we go. And he is now a successor. So at this point, the only one that doesn't have a successor is the Fire in the Drylands. And we'd definitely like to work that up. But for now, that's looking good. Okay, our mercenary contract is expiring. We don't care. That's completely fine. We'll let that expire for the moment. And as far as constructions down here go, this guy became our marshal. Ah, he used his hook on us. Well, he's in poor health. Okay. He's not very good at the job, but it's fine. He's currently increasing county control in Byzantine. What is our county control in these areas anyway? I haven't even looked at that. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Okay, that looks good. And then in Byzantine, it is... This is Constantinople. So that's 83. He's not actually here. He's in Byzantine, which is somewhere else. Okay. Let's pull him over here then and make sure that he's working specifically here in Constantinople. There we go. That'll be fine. Okay, so we had a daughter. That's okay. And our feast is going to begin very shortly. Looks good. A scheme at court no one would have ever known. Yeah, throw him in jail. Who could have ever figured that there would be schemes in the Byzantine Empire? Okay, the former Byzantine Empire. So what do we got going on here? Yeah, 15 opinion, closer to forming a friendship. Sounds good. We just inherited a county, and we don't want to have that. So losing 150 stress is actually great. We're going to do that. Where is this county? Yeah, we don't want this. So we're going to hand this right on out to someone else. That looks good. Bloomeries have been constructed in Constantinople, so we definitely want to come in over here. And let's upgrade that on up. Perfect. Okay, what do we got here? This would be gold. This would be gaining gold for prestige. Okay, I want to spend gold here. Fighting thirst is absolutely fine here. That'll be okay. I'd love to get more piety, but we're going to get that primarily from pilgrimages, right? So, never mind. Okay, so we'd love to get more legitimacy here. I don't think we have a legitimacy drift, do we? However, the feast just ended, and that gained us 64 legitimacy. So that is fantastic. We're very glad that we gained some legitimacy there, but we are still below expectations, which is 4 legitimacy. So we absolutely want to continue to work that up. For now, though, I want to go on a pilgrimage. So we'll plan this pilgrimage. This is going to be a pious pilgrimage. And we're going to go to Antioch. Well, actually, we're going to go to a lot of places. So we're going to go to... Yeah, I'm going to cancel this. We're going to redo this. So, we want to go on a pilgrimage, a pious pilgrimage, and we can see that there's holy sites down over here, right? I kind of want to visit all of them along the way. So we're going to customize this route. After Byzantine, I want to go to Antioch. After Antioch, Acre is fine. We've already been to Jerusalem. So we can go straight to Acre, and then after that, we want to go over to Alexandria. That looks good. And then on the way back, or actually, I'm just noting these down over here. After Acre, we can come down here, and then we can come down here, and then cruise up through here, go to Alexandria. After Alexandria, we can go to Nicosia, like this. And then after that, we can hop in at Athens, and then come up over this way. Make sure that we hit this. Make sure that we hit this, and then go back to Constantinople. I mean, that's pretty good. That said, after Amphissa, we can hop up over to here. And then after that, so that would go here, we can hop up right there. So that's potentially a lot of piety on this route. So there's only a very small amount of danger here. We probably don't need medical equipment. If we didn't bring the mercenary guards, this would be a little bit worse. We should hire experienced captains, most likely, and then also hire mercenary guards, and this is absolutely safe. Our intent is zealotry. And we want to bump up our fidelity if we can, but we can't do that right now. Bump up our pomp to the maximum. That'll be fine. I'd love to bring up our fidelity, but we don't have the traits for it, so we can't do that right now. Okay, let's go. So we are off on our pilgrimage. And there is a dangerous faction here. This is Greek Orthodox populists. To be honest, I don't care about this. Let's toss some money at this person, and they might actually leave the faction. No, they're nowhere close. Okay. We can toss some money at this guy. Maybe he would. No. Actually, he's at 0 faction commitment. He would leave. Regardless, this is probably going to happen anyway. And it's fine. We can fight them. I'm actually not concerned about that. So we have an empty council position. We need a new steward, and that'll be this guy. He is the best at the job. So this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy pilgrimage, no doubt about that, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue our little Mediterranean tour here. Should be absolutely great for building up piety. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.